Aye, we give you the facts. It's not what you think. Popeye Newsling, Young King, 1 yard, bless.
Good morning, Popeye. Grandma watch Popeyes every morning and every night.
Greetings, viewers and subscribers. Yes, man, I got all the messages. I didn't put out a video yesterday and persons were concerned. Now, from time to time, I will have to take a day off or two, but guess what? All is well. Be ye not worried, alright? Now, in the news today, there is an ongoing conflict taking place in the Crawford Street area of Mount Salem. Persons are being shot and injured. Persons are being killed. Houses are being burnt down. Now, early Thursday morning, June 1, about some minutes after 5 o'clock, fire suspected to be the work of arsonists completely destroyed an 11-apartment boardhouse in the area. Reports are that a family who lived in that house, they were sleeping in another house. Apparently, they were expecting something. We are told that hoodlums went to the house and shut it up. They also set fire to the house. By the time the fire personnel responded, they were only able to do cooling down operation. We are told that everything in the house and the house itself were completely destroyed by fire. In an act of reprisal, yesterday afternoon, Friday, June 2, about 1:30, sections of a 7-apartment board and concrete house was destroyed by fire in the same area. We are told that hoodlums, they went there and they opened gunfire on the house. They then set the house on fire. The fire brigade responded and they were able to bring the fire under control. Boy, may I tell you, and while the police were at that scene of fire, we are told that gunshots were heard being fired in an area close by known as Jungle. The police, they went to investigate and an unoccupied concrete house was searched and bingo. The police, they found one Browning 9mm pistol with the serial number erased. They also found a bag containing 14 5.56 cartridges. No one was arrested in connection with this find, but St. James Police, job well done. In this next incident, on the morning of Friday, May 17, 2019, over 4 years ago, about some minutes to 9 o'clock, a man, his name is Nembhard Goulbourne, he was 25 years old at the time. He was said to be a container stripper and he lived at Seaview Heights in Flankers in the parish of St. James. We are told that a man known as Chevon, he was assisting Nembhard to make repairs to a water pipe on the property where Nembhard lived. It is said that a man known as Fabian, he approached Nembhard and Chevon who were repairing the pipe. It is said that an argument developed between them. Fabian, he then left and returned with a female and the argument continued. The female, she then left and came back shortly after, but when she returned with some hoodlums who were armed with guns. The hoodlums, they opened gunfire hitting Nembhard to his upper body and Chevon to his forehead. The hoodlums, they then made good their escape. Nembhard, he was killed and Chevon, he was treated and admitted in hospital. So the hoodlums, they were known and the police, they were on the hunt for them. Well, last week, one of them was picked up by the police. His name is Freddy Harrison, but he's popularly known as Cat. He is 24 years old and he's living at Flankers and Black Shop in the Springmount area of St. James. Cat, he was placed on an identification parade earlier this week where he was positively identified. He was subsequently charged for murder, wounded with intent, and other gun-related charges. So, Cat, he'll be going to the courts shortly. This next incident, it took place yesterday morning, Friday, June 2, about 4:30. It took place at Orion Close at Windsor Heights in the Central Village area of St. Catherine. We are learning that a man, he's called Clive and he's said to be in his early 40s. Clive was at home in bed when he heard knocking on his door. Clive made a mistake, got up and opened the door. Outside were two guys who are known to Clive. One of them is called AK Man, and the other one, he's called Mentor. It is said that the two hoodlums, they were armed with guns. The hoodlums, they opened gunfire hitting Clive to his right leg. Clive, he managed to run off and escaped from his attackers, and the hoodlums, they made good their escape. Clive was assisted by family members to a nearby hospital where he was treated and admitted. We are told that when the police processed this crime scene, a number of 9mm spent shells were recovered from the scene. The mayhem in this next incident, it took place yesterday morning, Friday, June 2, about 9 o'clock. It took place at H&M Grocery and Variety Store at Bottom Bay in the Old Harbour area of St. Catherine. We are told that residents of the area, they reportedly heard gunshots being fired and they called the police. When the police went and made checks, a man, his name is Ainsley Woodford, but he's popularly known as Plenchie. He is 35 years old and he was living in the same area. Plenchie, he was found on the floor in the shop. He had gunshot wounds to his abdomen. From all indication, Plenchie, he died on the spot and still in Old Harbour. This one took place last night, Friday, June 2, about 8:30. It took place at Water Lane in the Bannister district area of Old Harbour. We are learning that a man, his name is Fabian Stewart, but he's popularly known as Fambo. He is 32 years old and he lived in the Love Lane area in Bannister district. We are told that Fambo, he was at a shop having a drink and having a jolly good time when a white Nissan Tida motor car drove up and stopped. A hoodlum jumped out of the car with a gun in his hand, went up to Fambo and opened gunfire at him, hitting Fambo in his upper body. The hoodlum, he then ran back and jumped into the car, and he and his crony, they made good their escape. From all indication, Fambo died on the spot. We are told that the police were called, and when they processed this crime scene, 10 9mm spent shells were recovered from the scene. The mayhem. This next incident, it took place last night, June 2, about some minutes after 9 o'clock. It took place at a shop right across from a house where 3 men were shot Wednesday night. 2 of the men died as a result. It took place at Mars Roampton in the parish of St. James. We are getting information that all the men who were shot, they are cousins. However, what we are picking up is that last night's attack was an act of reprisal for the Wednesday night attack. We are told that 3 men were at the shop. They included 38-year-old Conroy Lawrence, otherwise known as Beenie, Chevon Garden, also known as Kong, and 50-year-old Carlesley Morris, also known as Shotta. They were on the shop when hoodlums struck. The hoodlums, they opened gunfire at the men, hitting them all over their body. We are told that the gun that the hoodlum was using, it was giving trouble. So the hoodlums, they used machetes to finish off the job. The men, they received serious chop wounds to their head and their upper body. Kong and Beenie, they died on the spot, while Shotta, he was taken to the Cornwall Regional Hospital where he died later whilst he was being treated. The mayhem. So let me ask you something. Let me ask you something. Have you hit on the love button as yet? If you have not yet done so, remember to hit on it. Also, if you are over here watching our videos and you have not yet subscribed, hit on the subscribe button as also. Hit on the notification bell. Then click all so that whenever we drop a new video, you will be the first to be notified. So, before I started recording this video, I received information that a 23-year-old man was shot and killed in a hairdressing salon in the Revival area in the parish of Westmoreland. Now, I'm gathering the details and we'll be updating this story in our next video. Stand by for that. In the final story for today, this one took place yesterday afternoon, Friday, June 2, about some minutes after 5 o'clock. It took place at Rickett Street, popularly known as Russia, in the Sabanalamar area in the parish of Westmoreland. We are told that young man on your screen, and that's a 2015 photograph of him. His name is Dorant Hurd Jr., but he's popularly known as Ratta. Ratta is 22 years old and he was living at Ricketts Street in Savannah Lamar. We are learning that yesterday afternoon. Ratta, he was walking along the Ricketts Street main road. He was accompanied by a female and he was heading home. It is said that a lone hoodlum walked out from a nearby yard with a gun in his hand. The hoodlum, he then pushed the female who Ratta was walking with aside, put the gun at Ratta's head and squeezed. Ratta, he fell face down and the hoodlum, he made good his escape. From all indication, Ratta, he died on the spot. The police were called and when they processed this crime scene, one 9mm spent shell was recovered from the scene. We are told that this hoodlum who killed Ratta, he's well known by the police and people of Russia. The mayhem continues. Blessed love, everybody.
Tell a friend for tell a friend for tell a friend about Popeye Newsling and KlLLNG TV. Like, subscribe and share. Quicksilver sing, if we just unite, what a country this will be. If we just unite, Jamaica live in unity. If we just unite, what a country this will be. If we just unite, Jamaica live in unity. Hey, crime it a mash up Jamaica. Criminals them a mash up Jamaica. Jamaicans mash up Jamaica. Oh Jamaica, me sweet Jamaica. Crime it a mash up Jamaica. Criminals them a mash up Jamaica. Jamaicans mash up Jamaica. Oh Jamaica, me sweet Jamaica. I coulda sunshine or rain. Jamaica, no problem, no pain. Rude boy them no out can't tame, but me want me country back. Give me country back. To the street and the lane. Everybody them start complain. Bloodshed, what a shame, what a shame. But me want me country back. Give me country back. Crime it a mash up Jamaica. Criminals them a mash up Jamaica. Jamaicans mash up Jamaica. Oh Jamaica, me sweet Jamaica. Crime it a mash up Jamaica. Criminals them a mash up Jamaica. Jamaicans mash up Jamaica. Oh Jamaica, me sweet Jamaica. Jamaica, Jamaica, the land of the sun. Jamaica become no